Welcome to the Gym and Tonic Podcast. I'm your host, Shanae Kunsa from SK Bodyworks. This is a podcast where I share valuable education, insight, and strategies around all things health, fitness, nutrition, weight loss, and mindset, mixed in with some laughs, a whole lot of balance, and a few ums along the way. If you're ready to make your weight loss and fitness goals a reality, you've come to the right place, because through these episodes, I'm going to help you live a healthy but balanced life, lose the weight, and become the best version of you possible. Let's go, girlfriend. Hello, lovely lady. Before we dive into today's episode, I quickly wanted to let you know that I currently have a few spots open for my group coaching program called Weight Loss Formula. Weight Loss Formula is my signature 12-week-long group coaching program that would teach you my step-by-step formula to finally lose the weight for good, get fit, and feel energized. All without dieting, without giving up your favorite foods, or spending hours working out. This program is for the woman who is done with feeling and living less than what she knows she's meant for, and is ready to do the work to transform her life, her body, and her waistline. So if you're interested in signing up for Weight Loss Formula or finding out more to see if it's a good fit for you, DM me WLF on my socials at SK Bodyworks, and we can chat further. All right, let's dive into today's episode. Welcome to the Gym and Tonic Podcast. I am so excited to have you here, and as always, so grateful to have you here. And if you are new here, every 1 month on the podcast, we have a new challenge for that specific month. And in today's episode, I'm going to be sharing with you what December's challenge is, as well as let you in on a very exciting announcement. So before we go into the very exciting announcement, which I cannot wait to share with you, if you're new here, like I said, with these monthly challenges, the idea is to really up-level ourselves, to challenge ourselves, to grow, to get outside of our comfort zone, and I guess really become more expansive versions of ourselves, take the action, and ultimately step into the best version of ourselves possible. And if you haven't yet listened to any of the previous monthly challenges, I would encourage you to even go back and listen. I think I started these challenges back in August of this year. Or, if you even wanted to, you could even start from here too. You do you. So last month's challenge was to get outside your comfort zone. And I normally share on the podcast what I have done for that particular or previous month's podcast. Previous month's challenge, I should say. And in terms of getting outside your comfort zone, that is something that I have absolutely done exactly that. And you may have seen this announcement on my socials if you follow me at SK Bodyworks. But if you didn't, you're hearing it first. And I am so fucking excited to announce that I am doing my life coaching diploma in 2025 to become a life and mindset coach. And I'm hella freaking excited for this. This is something that's been in the back of my mind and on my heart for a very long time now. And even more so the past couple of months has been really prominent. And I've been, really thinking about making this decision for some time. And it was a scary move and investment to make. And, just like, I guess, any investment, and even you listening to this, you might be thinking the same, in the past when you've made an investment of, in that initial fear that comes up. But after it being feeling so grateful that you did it, because we are our biggest assets. So yes, there was some fear that came up and it was scary. It was outside of my comfort zone. Absolutely. But I am backing myself and I am moving for where I want to go. So yes, it was absolutely outside of my comfort zone. And even the financial investment was also very scary to make. And even considering, I guess, then next year I'm going to be studying, which also means, changes to my work schedule, changes in terms of a decrease of hours and, that sort of thing as well. So to go into the why briefly behind this decision before we dive into what the challenge for December is, Over the past 12 months, I have really delved into self-development, and I've really been on my own, I guess, personal transformation and healing journey. And through this journey and through like my own experiences, I've really come to learn more about the brain and how our inner world, so our beliefs, our state of being, our traumas, our self-talk, all of those sorts of things, how they all influence our outer world and our reality. And I myself have also worked with a life coach on 2 separate occasions, and one of those being in this last year. And, this work has truly transformed my life. And even I guess my journey with self-development as a whole has really ignited a fire inside of me that I want to deepen my knowledge on and share with the world to help you become the best version of you possible and, truly become that best version of you possible. And even since hitting extreme burnout at the end of last year, so the end of 2024, and hitting literally the lowest point in my life, through, I guess, my healing journey, I've become obsessed with all things to do with our subconscious mind, with meditation and hypnosis, with manifestation, the law of attraction, how to rewire our brain, our emotions, mindfulness, even our psychology, and literally everything in between. And so this topic literally lights me up, and I have so much passion behind it. And I guess this isn't only the only reason why I've decided to take this leap. I've also had instances, I guess over the last 8.5 years that I've been working with clients, where I've noticed things like limiting beliefs, a lack of self-belief, and I guess negative self-talk keep clients from committing to themselves and staying stuck in self-sabotage. And I guess, yes, there is a degree of mindset education that I've learned through my nutrition coaching certification, and I guess also through my own experiences and my own learnings. However, I am absolutely ready to go deeper, to serve my clients on an even deeper level, and not only in relation to fitness and nutrition, but I guess life and mindset as a whole. And yeah, it's something that I felt deeply passionate about, alongside becoming also a bit of a spiritual gal too. And thinking back to where I was 12 months ago, like I said, it was a very challenging period of my life. My life has completely changed in the last 12 months, and I am a different person now to who or what I was then. And I am just so incredibly excited to introduce this work to my clients and to the world. And I have a huge vision for where I want to take my business over the next 2 to 5 years. I'm so excited. And even though I've been, I guess, in this business, SK Body Works, for over 8.5 years now, next year, April of next year, will be 9.5 years. That is close to a decade. What the hell? I haven't even got started yet. And even in terms of a life and mindset coach and, life coaching, some of you may even be thinking cool, but what the fuck is a life coach, Sinead? And I feel like this is a bit of a hard question to sort of answer, but to sum it up as a whole, I believe the overarching role of a life coach is to help people make progress in their lives in order to attain a greater level of happiness and or fulfillment. And I don't believe that you need a life coach just when things are, challenging, or you're going through a rough time, or you're not happy, or whatever that might be, but also when things are, I guess, quote unquote, good, to help you, continue evolving into your next level self. And so you can be and literally become a fucking magnet for the life that you desire. So essentially, a life coach is a professional who provides coaching, guidance, and support, etc., to individuals in their personal development as a whole, and helps them achieve their goals. So that is, in a nutshell, is sort of what a life and mindset coach does. Yeah, I'm taking a risk. I'm making the scary investment, or have made, and I'm getting outside of my comfort zone, listening to my intuition, following my soul calling, following my passion, and I am on a mission to impact women from all corners of the globe to feel their best, to vibrate at a high frequency so they can manifest their desires, live their most fulfilled life, and be the highest and happiest version of themselves possible in this lifetime. And before you ask, or maybe you've been thinking this, yes, I will and am still going to be doing my usual fitness and nutrition coaching. Next year, so 2025, I will be adding even more value and expertise to this as well. Obviously, with studying to become a life and mindset coach, as well as new offerings with life and mindset coaching. So I cannot wait for 2025. I am so freaking excited. And also, before I dive into this month's challenge, because I'm blabbering on here, but be prepared for a beta program offering. Beta, I always say beta, I think it's beta, a beta program. However you say it. Anyways, I'm going to be offering in Q1 of next year, as well as, I guess, just as a whole, more content around self-development and mindset to really allow you to remove the limits that you place on yourself, step into the highest version of you, and literally embody the fuck out of her so you can live the life that you truly desire. And, you know, the life on your vision board will no longer be a dream because it'll be your reality. So watch this space. Okay, let's move on to the challenge for this month. So for the month of December, I am challenging you to pick one habit that you want to stop doing, or maybe you want to change, or maybe you want to introduce into your life and follow through with it. So let me say that again. Pick one habit that you want to stop, change, or introduce and follow through with it. So that is what you are going to do for the month of December, because your life and your reality is only as good as your habits. And there is so much truth in that. And, you know, even the habits that we regularly engage in and have, you know, the habits that we regularly engage in, they have a huge impact on how, we also feel as a whole. And if you're thinking right now, like, oh, I don't have time, like, how am I going to fit another habit into my schedule? Or how am I going to do, you know, whatever it might be that you're thinking of, you can make time. And if you don't make time, time will be taken from you. And, you know, it'll be a month down the track. January 2025 will be here. It'll be June 2025. It'll be 2026, and you'll still be in the same position. If you don't make time, time is going to pass by either way, and it will be taken from you. So, you know, you can either use that time to become a better version of you, or you can use the time to do the same thing and be unhappy in that same place where you are right now in 12, whatever months time, right? Time is non-refundable. So spend it with intention, because like I said, time is something that we can never get back. Once it is gone, it is gone. And you get to decide and you get to choose how you spend your time and, you know, what habits you engage in. And even like, I guess, just going back to what I mean by making time is, you know, there's only 24 hours in a day. And yes, we all have the same 24 hours, but we also all have completely different lifestyles, you know, job roles, commitments, lifestyles, etc., etc., etc. And, you know, in terms of making time is, you know, finding space in your schedule where maybe you are currently doing something that isn't so supportive of your goals, and then replace it for something that is. That is making time for the things that are of value and are of importance for you, and is going to bring you so much more reward. You're going to feel so much better, and it's going to support the version of you that you want to become. And your future self is literally going to fucking thank you for doing it in those 3 months, 6 months, 12 months, whatever time. So, you know, think about your schedule right now and think about something that you are maybe doing, maybe on a regular basis, maybe daily, maybe weekly, maybe you're just spending a lot of time doing this habit, doing this thing, and you know that it isn't so supportive of your goals. Let's replace that for something that is. And, you know, I promise you, if you look hard enough, you will find time and space in your schedule. I promise you. And the reason that I have said one habit for the month of December is because I want you to start small. I want you to start small. So pick one habit, and then, over time you can build on this. Often I see far too frequently, women are trying to go from, 0 to 100 overnight or in a matter of days, completely flip and change their lifestyle, only to literally stop in a matter of days or literally maybe even hours, because it's not realistic. It's not sustainable. It's not how you create long-term or permanent change. So pick one that you are going to do, introduce or change for the month of December. And, when we think about December, yes, it's going to be through the festive season, through, Christmas and New Year's and, holidaying potentially, depending on what you have coming up. So think about this thing. And I guess what you maybe want to change in your life right now, what habits you want to change, what you want to maybe stop doing, maybe what's something that you've been wanting to introduce for quite a while, but you just haven't quite been able to do it. So think about that, and that's what you're going to do for December. So this could be, instead of sitting on the couch watching TV I guess the minute that you sort of get home from work, it's like, yep, TV, Netflix. Instead of doing that, it could be, going for a walk instead. Or maybe instead of scrolling on your phone for hours of an evening, it could be reading your book or a meditation, listening to a meditation instead. Or something like, I guess, instead of buying, say, takeaway every day of the week at work, it could be, packing or making your lunch the night before. And I said, obviously, start small. So maybe with this, you start off small. If you do buy a lunch takeaway 5 out of 5 days of every work week, maybe start packing your lunch maybe 2 or 3 days and then get takeaway on the other 2 or 3 days. Start small and gradually build on that over time, because that is how permanent change occurs. Or, if you're someone who wakes up in the morning and you get straight onto your laptop and straight into work, could that be changing that habit and implementing some time for you in the morning? Because how we first spend the first moments of our day, our brain is so receptive to and can impact the rest of our day, how we feel for the day, how we feel for the next day. So could it be implementing some sort of morning routine, or a practice that is going to allow you to give to you to start off your day and then get into your work. So whatever that is, do that for the month of December. And for me, for this month, I've briefly thought about this, but a habit that I want to get much more consistent with, it's something that I've been doing, but it's been sort of a bit sporadical. I want to get more consistent at it and really cement it into my schedule as something that I do every single day, or at least every single couple of days a week. Ideally every single day, but again, it's starting small, setting realistic goals. So yeah, it's visualizing. That's something that, like I said, I do, but I want to get more consistent with it. So I think that is going to be my December focus. So think about, like I said, whatever this habit is, and even also coming back to making it as easy as possible for you to follow through. If you are like, random example, if you're like coming home from work and you're like, I'm gonna stop at the gym and I'm gonna go for a walk on the treadmill before I get home. If you're making this as easy as possible to follow through, if the gym isn't on your way home and it's like, I don't know, 15, like 20, half an hour out of your way to go to the gym and then go back home, that's not making it easy. And you're going to use that as a barrier or an excuse to not actually do that thing. So, think about how could you make going for the walk as easy as possible for you to follow through? Could it be, just getting home and going for a walk outdoors? Like, we're in daylight savings at the moment, so we've got more daylight. Could it be getting up that little bit earlier and going for a walk in the morning? Could it be, using a gym that's closer to work? Or if you have a gym facility at work, could you use that? Could you, take regular breaks throughout your day instead of sitting at a computer all day and get up and do some steps and just get moving? That could also serve as a mental break as well and allow you to be, more productive and focused with your work. So whatever it is, make it as easy as possible for you to follow through with. If it's meditating, could you make sure you have a whole bunch of meditations? Because I know for me, when I first started meditating, I used to use an app called Insight Timer, and it's a free app. It's got loads of meditations on there. And I know for me, when I sat down to do one, I would just be looking for a meditation for like 10 minutes. I'm like, I could have already literally been done, my short meditation. So make it as easy as possible. Can you maybe just spend some time on a weekend, finding and saving or screenshotting whatever, a few meditations that you can do for that week. So you don't have to think about it when you're doing it. You're making it as easy as possible, and you're not going to use that as an excuse of, I don't have time to find one, so I'm not going to do a meditation today. So yeah, make it as easy as possible. That is something that I absolutely drill into my clients, because it is truly helps when making those changes to your habits, your lifestyle, etc. Because when we think about our habits, and for some of us, these habits could be something that we have done for years on end, or for our entire life even. So changing these habits, again, overnight is absolutely not going to be realistic, because it's taken you years and years and years of forming these habits. So it is going to take, that uncomfortable action and some time to, unlearn these habits and replace them with ones that do. So I can literally guarantee you, by doing this month, you are going to be sitting in some discomfort. You are probably going to feel a little bit uncomfortable when you're doing something that you're not used to doing, and you maybe initially don't want to do it, but it's aligned with your goals, and that it's going to help you get to where you want to be. But, after it, and the more consistent you are at that, the more easier it's going to be. Through repetition, you're going to help cement that into your lifestyle as a new habit, so that it becomes your new normal. And, by after doing that thing, you're also going to feel so much better 9 times out of 10. So yes, that is the challenge for December. And each episode, I obviously usually share with you what I am doing, or I guess have done for the previous month's challenge, because, we are doing this together as a community. And I've also obviously shared what I did to get the fuck out of my comfort zone last month. It was very scary to make, but I'm so excited. And, usually the decision that scares you the most is usually the one that is the one. Sorry, let me say that again. The decision that usually scares you the most is usually the one on the other side of that decision brings and leads you to the most growth and fulfillment. So let that be your reminder, girlfriend. And if you joined in on November's challenge in terms of getting outside your comfort zone, and you haven't already shared what you did for the month of November, make sure you go ahead and post it in my online community. The link is in the show notes below. You can join it for free, and make sure you're active in the community group. Because that's really how you're going to get the most out of these community challenges. It's going to be how you, my recording system had a moment there. It's going to be how you, now I forget what I was saying. It's going to be how you get the most out of these challenges by, being consistent and engaged in the community group. It's going to help you get inspired. It's going to help you inspire other people. Let me know how it's going. Post in there what you've done, how you're finding it, maybe even what you're struggling with. Maybe some barriers have come up when you've been trying to do something, and I can even provide some suggestions to help you. So as always, the next monthly challenge will be dropping on the 1st of January, 2025. I cannot believe how fast it has come. It is crazy. But in the meantime, like I just said, go join the Esco Bodyworks community on Facebook if you aren't already a part of it. And I also have a broadcast channel on Instagram, something that I just recently created. So you'll find that in my bio on Instagram. It's called the Highest Self Society. I'm often posting some other things in there and freebies and announcements and things like that. So make sure, regardless if you're doing these challenges or not, make sure you go and jump in there. And if you haven't already listened to my last podcast episode, so episode 11, go and listen to it. It is such, I had one of my clients on the podcast for the very first time, and it is such an inspiring and motivating story. And can really help get you motivated and inspired and into action, and truly know what is possible for you when you invest in yourself, when you commit to yourself, when you say yes to yourself, and when you take the uncomfortable action and get out of your comfort zone. And it's a story around my particular client. She is just this year is 13 kilos down, and she has overcome some rippling self-doubt, and among so many other wins and things that we've spoken about even on her fitness journey. So make sure you go give it a listen, because you are going to love it and it's going to inspire you into action. And I also have some super exciting plans and guests for the podcast for 2025. So if you are enjoying these episodes, please let me know, as I love to hear the feedback. And, if you were even to like, follow, subscribe, share, whatever else is the things that you do, that would be so greatly appreciated, as it can really help me to get in more ears. So that is all for today, beauty. Thank you so much for tuning in to episode 12 on the Gym and Tonic podcast, and I will see you on the next one. Bye.